Hey, hi, hello. Good afternoon, or morning, evening, wherever you may be. Hope your weekend has been treating you well so far. I'm actually in the middle of like a longer weekend, so about through the halfway point, and did some stuff yesterday. I am doing some more stuff today, and I'll probably do some more stuff tomorrow. Hey, why not just use it to the fullest, right? Yeah. Hey! Oh, hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. It's good to see you, as always. Yeah, so today I wanted to take a look at Talented. It's a kind of like a Hold the Line Tower Defense-esque roguelite developed by Turtle Fox Games. They have like a version of it you can play on their itch.io page, so essentially what this is that its draw here is that the randomness comes in the form of the skill trees, right? Unlike skill trees in other games, which tend to be predetermined, have a bit of a logical path for you to follow, the ones in Talented are completely randomized, so you don't know what skills and upgrades you're going to be getting. I mean, they do try to kind of space them out, but you know, you might have to go out of your way to get the stuff you usually want to get. How's things? Things are going up pretty well. Like I said, I have a extra long weekend this weekend, so I've just been doing everything I can, right? Take advantage of this extra time that I have. How are things with you? So anyways, without further ado, let's get in here. Now, I should say this is an early access game, so they are, they're working on things, right? It's clearly not the finished state, but at the moment they have 5 classes you can play as. Think of them as like characters, and give you a bit of a summary of what they do. And interestingly enough, they also have like a special class mechanic, sort of like a resource system. So, example, Archer uses charges. Some other characters use MP. Some others might use Rage, and I think the other one uses coins. Stressed the last couple days. I don't know. Hopefully things will start looking up. I certainly get the feel when it feels like, you're just in a certain time period where everything just gets super turbulent. You can't see the end of it, but man, hopefully yours comes to a good end at least. All right. So we'll select the Archer, because the Archer is the first class you get. And so what you can see here on the left is like the core talents. Think of it as like the Killing Floor 2 style skill tree. As you level up the class, the higher ones will unlock, and you can pick between one of the two to help enhance your character in a way. And in the middle is the Mastery. These are your challenge levels, right? Every level adds an additional modifier that makes things more difficult, so on and so forth. And then on the right here, you can do talent packages. Think of it as like, extra skills that you might see on the skill tree. My internet speed has gone down faster than a greedy bottom in a BL story. Got an engineer coming out Thursday to fix it. I'm down to 360p to watch right now. Oh, jeez. Man. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. Probably even worse if your stream just kind of like keeps interrupting itself in the middle. Man, it's like watching YouTube videos back in the old days where you're just like, all right, we'll let it buffer for a few seconds, let that play out, and then pause it to let it buffer for a little bit more. And of course, you got the glorious 360/240p, because that's how the videos were. All right. Guess we'll start on Mastery 5. We'll just start there. Let's see. Wow. 240p and all that. Yeah. So they're actually going to like revise this pretty soon. So this is kind of like their temporary stopgap. But yeah, you can click this and you'll like re-roll to get like other talent packages, but the two I have right now are pretty good. I remember 144p felt like you had glaucoma. Oh man, I remember thinking that was the height of tech right there. I just, oh man, this video I can watch online, right? It doesn't have to be a still picture. It's actually, you know, a moving thing. It was wild, I tell you. All right, so this is where the magic happens, or I guess the archery happens in this case. You'll have enemies coming at you in 4 directions, and you can aim in each of the 4 directions to kind of, you know, take them out. You also have a selection of abilities on the bottom. Each class kind of has like an ability they start with. You can pick between like 1 of 2 before the run. So, for example, the archer gets an ability to rapid fire arrows. So you just have to hold out for a certain amount of time. And then once the night is done, we'll move over to the next part. And you do have to either defeat every enemy or just like let them hit you. So alright, here's the other part. Night 1 survived, 4 talent points, and yeah, each night there will be a new modifier that comes out here. Lorges will now appeal. It's kind of got that OG Zelda feel. Yeah, it's a bit like it does feel like Link's Awakening, doesn't it? Especially with the color scheme too. You got the very Game Boy-esque palette going here. All right, you are not ready for this. Boom. Well, okay, maybe you can't quite see it yet, but trust me, there's a crap load of skills out there. But hey, if you've seen a skill tree before, you probably know how this works, right? You get a certain number of points you can spend. You can click them on these little talents here, and right, you got here damage up. Yeah, I'll get that. And then as you acquire each one, the further nodes will open up, and you can kind of work your way through this forest. Experience up. Well, this will be our path forward, so we don't have much of a choice. Same with range up. And we'll go with attack speed up. Occasionally they'll highlight something way in the distance for you to go after. So you got here like cold streak. You know, they don't show you the exact path, but show you the general direction you can start working your way towards. Anyways, we spent all our talent points, so let's go to the next night. So you can see our slightly more tricked out character. A little bit more range, a little bit more experience gain, a little bit more damage. Yeah, one of the other abilities the archer I have has is enemies I kill will just sometimes randomly help recharge your skills, so it does make using them a bit less harrowing. Because, you know, when you start, it's kind of like a Vancian magic system. You only get to use them so many times per night, but even getting just like 1 point of battery finding talent kind of, you know, lets you use your abilities a bit more freely. And there are certain ones that you want to be using quite a bit because the way they kind of scale up your stats is nuts. So like every game that seems to have some sort of rarity system, this game uses kind of World of Warcraft colors to denote rarity. So got here a rare talent in blue, and you got the epic talent in purple, and as you might expect, there are also legendary talents, and they're orange. I'm guessing as you progress, the enemies get faster. Yeah, faster, a bit more durable. You'll encounter like stronger variants and elite versions. Yeah, they do scale up in several different ways, and you kind of have to keep up with them, right? Alright, I think I might go this way so I can get at energy collector, and I can work my way up towards cold streak. Oh man, I should have gone left. Ah, well. So you see our archer is tricked out just a little bit more now. A little stronger, a little faster, a little harder, a little better. Actually, I should rephrase that. A little harder, a little better, a little faster, a little stronger. Yeah, there we go. There's your Daft Punk reference. You know, I actually watched that anime movie based off the Daft Punk album a few weeks back. It was kind of cool, right? A little bit of a work of art. It's like a music video version of the whole entire album. They managed to make a whole movie out of it, and it's very quintessentially 80s, 90s anime. And man, it's kind of funny how some of the stuff in there still kind of rings true even to this day. Oh man. The only disadvantage about the epic and legendary talents is that they cost more than 1 talent point. Thankfully, it's not a case of use it or lose it, so any talent points you don't spend will carry over to the next night. So what I could do is just hold on to this one until the next night, until I get more talent points to spend it on. Thankfully, they do let you know, hey, you have unspent talent points. Are you sure you want to keep going? Right, it's nice if you have, like, you're sitting on a whole stack of them. And there are other classes that do benefit from unspent talent points. It's kind of funny. I might do them next. The animation of the Daft Punk vids always reminds me of Ulysses 31 from the 80s. Oh boy. Feels appropriate. Everything about Daft Punk just feels like sort of the synthwave style. I mean, they got like heavily featured in Tron, right? That had a lot of their music in that movie is like very 80s computer style. Come to think of it, did Daft Punk or Gorillaz start having all their vids animated? You know, that's a good question. I'd assume, like, who did it first? Yeah, I can't say for sure one way or another. Yeah, Gorillaz. It's the other band that was very famously an animated crew. Man, could they be like... I did see jokes going around, like, oh, hey, could they be like the original prototype for VTubers? Because I know, like, even when they appeared in real-life concerts, they did the whole thing where they did, like, you know, visual trickery to make it look like they're on stage, but still their animated selves. I guess it's the same way they did with, like, the Vocaloid concerts, like Hatsune Miku and what have you. Pretty cool, all things considered. Fortunately, they're not uncovering any new talents for me, so I just gotta pick a path and pray. I guess since I'm already on this path, I'll go this way. Alright. Off to the next night. I don't know. Anytime I think about, like, you know, the real world and sort of my interests kind of intersecting, I'm reminded that one time Hatsune Miku appeared on David Letterman. She was like the musical guest for that night. It was pretty funny because, you know, she was performing on a screen, and of course everyone was eating it up, and all Letterman could do is just kind of, you know, do his little usual presentation thing. But, you know, he seemed pretty amused by it. You know, wasn't like bagging on it or anything. It was just like, so this is what technology is like, huh? You just got like a anime girl just kind of dancing and singing. It's wild. Pretty fun, pretty fun. One concert that I loved was that Sonic 25th anniversary with the OST being played by full orchestra. Ooh, yeah, that one was pretty awesome. Anytime they do like a video game orchestral concert, it hits different, man. Something about an orchestral rendition of a song really gets you. It hits you in the feels, as they might say. Ooh, blast quiver. I might go for that. I go this way. Come on, give me like a green ability already. I think my sister went and attended a Zelda concert like a couple years back. She absolutely loved it. Personally, have not been to like a video game concert myself. I know that probably sounds weird. I would like to do that at some point, or maybe at least like see it online. I don't know, with the way things are, I would not mind just, you know, catching a live stream of a concert. That would be pretty fun. It's like either that or Weird Al. Probably be pretty amused by Weird Al. Can imagine the shenanigans he would pull live on stage. They did something similar for the Streets of Rage anniversary. Oh, wow. Now that's cool. Considering, you know, Streets of Rage maybe doesn't quite have the global popularity Sonic does. It is nice that, you know, they give it a little nod like that. Oh, there we go. Oh man, it's the Vortec aimbot. I don't like that one. Now let's see if like any other abilities pop up. I can hope. Were there any other concerts that you went to that you're like a big fan of? I think some of my friends went to like a couple other group concerts and they were pretty wowed over by that. Like one of my friends was talking about how they went to a Fall Out Boy concert. I think it's either Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco. Can't quite remember, but it's always interesting how those play out, because, you know, sometimes it's not just like the headliner band. Sometimes they'll have other musical groups kind of coming in, you know, to lead up to it, I guess. Maybe give them a chance in the spotlight. Yep. Dang it. Look, it's the one ring. Gain one of every common talent. Vastly inferior to the 2 ring. That's a fairly inspired joke. Barricade! Okay, that's an ability that I don't mind getting, so we'll go up there. Hopefully I can find a path up there, at least. Okay, I think I have to go around and up. I messed up a little bit. Anyways, we're in night 8, actually. Yeah, these first few nights tend to be slow going. They almost feel like a warm-up. They're like there to just kind of help build up your skills for the real test that lies ahead. Yeah, you got these bats that come at you quickly, the pumpkins that are like super durable, slimes that go down in a shot. Oh, see, you can see on the right there, special variant of an enemy. This one's got a shield, so you gotta hit him first to kind of take out the shield, and then you can hit him again to actually do damage. I was around 9 at the time, and it was my first Iron Maiden concert. It was such an experience for little me, just the energy and the whole vibe was just amazing. The Wacken Festival in Germany is always an experience too. 3 days of pure metal camping and all that. Oh man. It's like an outdoors convention. That sounds really freaking rad. Something real nice about just being around a whole large crowd of people with the connected interest, right? Like being at a concert where everyone's a fan of a genre or a particular group, or, you know, going to a convention where everyone's got like the same hobbies or the same interest or the same love of a particular franchise. Just hits different, you know? It's like, yeah. No, here, this is where I feel like I could fit in, right? This is where I belong. Oh man, out of points again. Getting closer to barricade though, so. Pretty soon we'll have more than one ability in the bottom left here. Yeah, I think you can play this game using a controller, but I kind of prefer mouse keyboard with the way things are currently. But hey, it's an early access, so I assume they'll put in alternative control methods soon enough. Or at least, you know, improve on them. Surrounded by like-minded folk. Yeah, exactly. I guess the other thing I should mention is that there's also kind of like a kill streak system. As you kill enemies without getting hit, your multiplier will go up, and at certain multiplier thresholds, the experience you gain will go up. So, you know, pays to not get hit. It almost feels like a rich get richer kind of mechanic, right? If you're doing well enough to get all the extra experience, you're going to get even better and be able to hold off the horde even better, and, you know, you'll get more experience, and, you know, so rinse and repeat. But if you kind of struggle in that regard, it'll be hard to get your experience up, and you might find yourself falling a bit. Anyways, here it is, barricades. So you can see on the bottom left, I have a second ability, and 1 charge per night, if you don't have like a recharge ability. We're at night 10. So look, I can just, look, it's a big fella there. What if I just throw out a barrier? And I go boing, just bounce off of it. Well, to protect that lane for a little bit. I'm not sure if it's like time or damage based, but, you know. Helps buy you a little time to, you know, take care of the other lanes if you're starting to get overrun. Granted, it only, you know, delays the flow. It doesn't quite stop it, so you still have to take care of it at some point. Delaying the inevitable, as it were. I do like the little visual indicator to let you know that the night's almost done, the way that the edges of the screen darken, just to let you know, yeah, this is the last of them, so if you take them out, you'll be able to go back to the skill tree. Managed to sort my registration for the Confuzzled FurCon near my birthday. Oh! Sweet! And that's gotta be a real nice present. Shrink Ray. Not a fan of that one either. Get the Generator, though. All abilities gain an additional maximum charge, and their cooldowns are reduced by 5 seconds. So, if I get that and have a lot of abilities, I can really pop off. So yeah, we're through the halfway point. From nights 11 and onwards, the music gets a little bit more intense. You start seeing you know, greater volumes of enemies. All that good stuff. So now we got these new enemies out there. They're like mushrooms. They won't come to you, but they'll actually just park in a spot, and then they'll make everyone who passes by that point faster. So you can't take them out. It kind of spirals out of control. They put the prices up this year. Oh, man. Seems to be a thing I noticed with a lot of cons. They're just, they're becoming more expensive. Like, there was one I used to go to that was fairly affordable, but in the years since, the prices keep going up. Like, I get it, right? They have to kind of fund the operating costs somehow, but after a certain point, it becomes untenable, right? After a certain point, you're asking for, like, so much money out of a person that they're going to decide it's not worth it anymore. Right? It's money you could be spending somewhere else, like going to another con. Might be smaller, but it will also be cheaper. Alright. Got that one. Why don't I make my way towards the 2 ring next, right? Oh, no, can't go that way. The problem with the darkness, you can't see which pads connect or not until you start making you start making those inroads. I'm hoping it's like this way. Right, hoping there's like something here that connects up to here. It's either that or it's like over here. Anyways, next night. £135 for standard plus. On top of that, $442 for the room. Oh, I forgot about the hotel cost, man. But yeah, that's another sticking point. Just have to get lucky and hope you manage to get that block of rooms with the con rate. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad for me, because I always, went with a group, but it was still something I had to keep in mind, right? I couldn't just spend my money willy-nilly. I actually, debated going to a con this year. I thought about doing it, just, getting back out there, but I kind of, have a lot of other things I want to do this year as well, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that. Just gonna wait. Just, hopefully everyone else will have fun with it. Add in the spending money, and it's the best part of £600 to £700. Oh, yeah! You gotta set aside some money for the artist alley and the dealer's room, of course. I know I went ham with, getting stuff there. Dang it, that's also not the way. I think I wanted to try this out. Okay, this might be a path here. So we'll try that way. Yeah, it's always the fun part. You walking through the dealer's room and then you just see, oh man, that figure, or the set of charms, or an acrylic stand that you don't see around too often. You're like, okay, you gotta look at your budget and see if it's something you can justify getting. And it's like, oh man. Ah, jeez, I got hit. Interesting theme this year, Ocean Odyssey. That does sound interesting. Oh boy, I got hit again. Getting a little careless. It's those bats. Those bats always seem to kind of march up, right? And, you're not ready for them. They just come up and hit you in the face. Just like that, so it's the moment you see them, you gotta handle them. Otherwise, they will make quick work of you. Yup, you see it all, and I want it all. Take my money now. Yeah. It's very easy to kind of fall into a rabbit hole of spending. Something I gotta be mindful of. what I like to do is just like maybe take one round around the room to see what kinds of stuff I might be interested in, and then determine which ones I want to get and which ones I'm okay with, you know, leaving behind. Alright, we're on the verge of getting the one ring. Not the 2 ring, it's the 1 ring. I'm beginning to wonder if like the talent palette packages also include abilities as well as you know, like the talents and stuff. Ah, jeez. Yeah, mushroom's gonna be a nuisance if I don't take it out, so better take it out. Yeah, you can see times like these, barrier comes super in handy. Now using them at a rate that means I'll be lacking in them for a little bit. Whew, oh my god. Can't believe I survived that! Woo! Should be fun though, going with my Horizon 5 car club. Oh! That's cool. That's nice though. You got like yourself already an established group. That's pretty cool. Just being able to beat up and just kind of going with your shared interests. Another morph ray. Oh, that's a morph ray though. Fires a beam of energy that transforms the first enemy hit into a random piece of collected loot. It might come in handy actually. Maybe I'll work my way towards that. I think I can go, yeah, down and up. That's where I will go. Yeah, the friend group I'm a part of doesn't really have like a sort of, we didn't meet because of like a shared interest, I should say. I guess I kind of met them because they were friends of my brother, and I kind of just you know, started hanging out with them more. Yeah, but they're a pretty cool bunch of folks, so I continue to spend time with them. Kind of do like a variety of games we play, so it's nice. It's nice to find that group that's like totally cool with who you are and is willing to hang out with you. You know, whether it's via real life or voice chat. Dang it. So the nice thing about the multiplier is that if you get hit, it doesn't completely erase your multiplier, it'll just knock you down like to the previous tier. But, you know, it doesn't do too much if you get hit often, but if you manage to kind of avoid getting hit, you can work your way back up. Yeah, nice to have that game night and just chill on voice chat and stuff, and maybe some of them might be streaming what they're playing, and you can kind of see what they're up to. That's always fun as well. There we go. Morpho Ray get. What should I go for next? Oh, maybe I'll get critical timing. Any critical hits reduces cooldown by a second. And we are 3/4 of the way through this run here. We're on night 16. If I haven't already said it, the goal is to survive 20 nights. That is just the end game. Once you survive night 20, it's over. You win! Oh yeah, now we got these new enemies here that will kind of warp to the other side when you hit them the first time. see the absolute crowd just waiting to do us in here right behind the barricade. It's like, you know what's coming, so you gotta take care of it. Can only delay the inevitable. Aw, jeez. Yeah, it's like at this point in the game, your arrow is just like going off almost constantly. No chill. It's just like, shoot or die. The diggers look like little doggos. Huh, they kind of do. I assumed they were like floating clouds at first with the way they were, but nah, they do burrow underground. That's kind of what they're doing. I might actually go back to one of the old talents here. Yeah, killing 15 enemies heals 5 health points. I might need a little regeneration in the future. Okay, I think I have to continue going this way. Alright. Yep, and then we go up. And we should be primed to take critical timing next run. Or next night if we get enough points, which we probably will, provided we don't eat it. Yeah, being sort of another retro-inspired game probably comes as no surprise that your health is represented as hearts. And for characters that have like a secondary resource, they get like a special icon to kind of denote that. It's funny the mix of enemies they have here. There's almost like no rhyme or reason to why some of them are the way they are. It's like, why are some of them mushrooms? Why are some of them pumpkins? Why are some of them giant burrowing moles? The world may never know. At least according to the description from what I read, this is not really like, you know, an actual adventure of anything. It's more like a test. Like, this guy here is supposed to survive 20 nights at a place they call the Demonic Conveyor Belt, sent here by the Master. And apparently it's like the same person, but they can do different classes or something like that. You know, it's all an excuse plot, but it's kind of funny too. Yeah, why are some of them like the Beholder, just a floating eye? Why are some of them slimes? It's like a hot pot of enemies, right? They just put a bunch of enemies into a pot and kind of just let them mix together. Okay, we got critical timing. I might actually get this, just 3 bonus damage. And you know what? Why not? Up the range some more. Let those arrows fly further. What enemies do you want? Yes! Exactly. Oh man, they're schmoving now. Look at that. Even the bats are just like completely flying at you. At this point, it's like you better have a concrete idea of what your build is, or you're gonna get done in. Well, on the early mastery levels, it's not quite as required, but once you get up there, you kind of need a coherent plan. I think at the rate at which I'm getting batteries means I don't have to worry about, you know, the charges on the abilities anymore. It's gonna be the cooldown that's gonna be the end of me if it comes to that. Where's the 4-way shot skill when you need it? Funny you should mention that. The 4-way shot is one of the abilities you can get as the archer. Unfortunately, it has not showed up this run. But so far, I seem to be doing okay without it. But there were definitely other runs where I get the 4-way shot ability and has saved my ass. Just, I can't even say anything bad about it because, yeah, that is like one of those where I'll try to pick it up where I can. It's super useful. And we'll... Oh, look! There's a legendary! The ability in your first slot gains unlimited charges. And it's Arc Reactor. You can also see it's, like, animated, so you mouse over it and it's like, you know, doing the little thing. Clearly, someone in this development team likes Iron Man. Oh, here we go, Frost Trap. Alright, that's that one I'm okay with. So, we'll work... Or should we get... Stim Pack. Okay, this is the one I was talking about. So, you get your health back, but the more important thing, you get 2 additional attack damage until the end of the night. So, as you can imagine, you just pop this off repeatedly. It's not about the health restoration, it's about the scaling damage boost, right? You just ramp yourself up over time and keep on kicking more butt more quickly. One thing to note is that you can only get 4 abilities. Once you get the 4th ability, every other ability node just disappears off the tree. So you can't, like, say, choose to pick one up and then replace it later. No, you gotta commit to which 4 you want to get. And that crit ability that decreases the cooldowns too has been immensely useful. Oh, you can see that crowd up there. They're waiting to get a piece of me. Oh yeah, those bats, man. It's like you see them, you just gotta hope you can see them before they come flying into your face. Oh man, alright. Night's almost done. Oh, one more. Pumpkin's done, alright. But here we are, night 20. This is where it all comes down to this. Let's see if I can... Oh no. Wait. Ah, dang it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Stim Pack this run. Yeah, I picked the wrong way. And fortunately, I think even if I picked another direction, I wouldn't be able to get close enough. Alright. We'll just roll with what we have. Hopefully, this will be enough to take on the last night. And look, the edges of the corridors are all red, and the music's picked up too. Just to let you know, yeah, this is it. The final onslaught. If you can take out this crew here, you will win. So, you know, don't mess up. OMG, this slaps. Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah, first time I heard it, I was like, oh, wow. They're really letting you know this is the final night, baby. Don't mess up. Yeah, that guitar is going wild, man. They're are really just giving it their all. I really should be using my abilities more often. It looks like I'm getting enough batteries to keep the charge amounts topped off. You know, anything to help stem the tide in some way or another. It's super helpful. Like that final boss rush in the game, the end is in sight, just gotta push through, right? Just gotta hold off for a little bit longer. We're almost there. Just one more thing stands between you and the glory. Can't stop, won't stop. Well, the monsters will stop in a little bit, but, you know, hopefully you won't be stopped. If you are stopped, it's because you ran out of HP. Oh man, this is it. One last effort. One final push. There you have it. Victory number 1. You're truly talented. So at the end of each run, you'll get a bunch of experience, right? Depending on your mastery level and how many nights you manage to survive. You'll level up, which unlocks packages and talents at certain levels. And yeah, you can look at the overview, you can look at your stats, right? You can see, like, what you've taken, how many times you've taken each one, how many times certain ones have procced. I like how they actually call it procs, right? Because, you know, that's the kind of the terminology that people have come to use. And you can even look at the enemies, right? Like, how many times did they hit you? How many kills did you get on them? And then, for one last thing, just take a look at the talent tree, right? Look at all the stuff that you got to kind of get where you are. And yeah, just look at this quick overview of kind of the whole gimmick behind this game, right? The randomized talent tree. Man, even the sphere grid in Final Fantasy X got nothing on this. Like, holy crap. Like, I'd say even Final Fantasy X sphere grid was coherent in some manner. This is just, you know, kind of throwing everything out there. It's like, what are you gonna get? Who knows? It's like a box of chocolates, right? Until you open it, you don't know what you're gonna get. Unless it's like one of those that has some sort of thing on the bottom you can read the kinds of chocolates they have. Or, you know, you open the thing and they have a little insert there that lets you know what kinds of chocolates you have. Yeah, they went proper over the top with that skill tree, right? And the best part is, there's so much. Look, we haven't even scratched the surface of it, right? There's like a gazillion skills out here that we were not able to reach, and they just have like they just have it all the way out there, right? Just imagine you could pick any direction you want, and you will find stuff. It's wild. It's kind of fun, too. Alright. Let's go back to the main menu here. We'll play another class. Let's pick one I'm doing some work on. The Summoner. Conjures powerful monsters to do his bidding, but struggles when fighting alone. And they use MP like any good spellcaster class. So yeah, as you can see here, since this class's level is not maxed out, I don't have all the talents for them, but I do have a good number of them. Alright, Gravestones, more power, bonus rewards by life stealing. You can try re-rolling that. Yeah, you have Spooky Scary, summon Skelebobs and upgrade your helpers, or upgrade Decay and spread it faster. Yeah, I'm not sure why they have a die here instead of just, you know, letting you pick from a menu. But again, they are revising it. They're going to revise this sort of talent package system. So they said they did say this was kind of like their stopgap measure, to kind of let you sort of pick out what you want in a way. Summons enemies to battle, so like every boss in the game. Oh man, it feels like a lot of bosses have that. you just gotta handle them. Right, gotta switch your tactics a little bit. Or, even worse, they just summon a bunch of mooks and still go beat you up while you're trying to defeat all of the ads, right? It's like, extra complication. Man, when a boss fight pattern switches, you gotta be able to switch gears as well, or else they're gonna do you in. Let's keep rerolling. There's a certain set I want here. Yeah, okay. Grave bonus and life stealing, I will go with that. So, yeah, you can see here, instead of shooting arrows, our summoner just throws out snails. They're like the reverse version of enemies. They will go smack into things, and they will lose health. And I can also summon slimes, a little bit stronger. I don't know if they're more durable, but they are a little bit stronger. Yeah, and instead of charges, each spell has an MP cost. You can see here on the top. MP restores over time. But you still gotta be mindful of your skill usage. Yeah, it's a different kind of resource management, slightly. Since, you know, all of your skills have sort of a universal resource they work off of, unlike, say, the archer, which each skill kind of has like an individualized counter. Every Streets of Rage boss ever. Yeah. Yep. Like, even... the only one who sort of plays fair is Shiva, isn't it? He's the one who's just like, yeah, I will one-on-one you. I forget if his boss fight in Streets of Rage 4 summons extra dudes. I don't think it does. It's not the kind of person he is, I don't think. So, see here, gravestones is kind of one of the summoner's class mechanics. So, they'll act as like a barrier, but you also get some other benefits for having a certain number of gravestones up, so... it's the kind of thing where you don't want them to fall, but it is nice to have them out there, and the off chance that, you know, an enemy does kind of get the better of you. He's just OP with that Fei Long kick. Yeah, it seems like in any edition or any version of the game where he's playable, he's kind of busted. Like, I know he was busted in Streets of Rage 3, and he's also busted in Streets of Rage 4, like all versions of him, even. Alright, we keep on moving. Oh. Cost of your abilities is halved, down to a minimum of 5 magic points. Wait, how am I supposed to reach that? I don't think it's this way. Hopefully it's this way. Shame the remake wasn't official. Yeah, I remember playing that a long time ago and thinking, this is a pretty dedicated labor of love. It's like even funnier, it's like the moment they did the official release, they also said, yeah, we got a cease and desist from Sega, so we're gonna take it down, sorry. I wonder if that was like Sega's plan all along, because they knew they would have to kind of do that eventually, but they waited for like the 1.0 release, you know, so that they could get, while the original site might not be able to host it anymore, well, it's out there now, right? You can't stem the tide. You can't bring that. You can't. Yeah. Once you let it loose out there, you can't bring it back in. You can't stop it. They did a bang-up job, especially with the OST. Oh my god, yes. All those updated versions of the tunes. I remember listening to like the remake version of the Streets of Rage 1 boss theme because they did such a great job of making it sound a lot more sinister and intense. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I can at least get my helper damage up. Alright. I guess I could go this way. Hopefully I'll be able to reach this Avarice talent. That would be nice. Oh, and the final boss theme as well. The one where you're fighting Mr. X. Again, another one where they managed to make it sound a lot more sinister and everything. Big fan of the level 8 music from Streets of Rage 1. The remix is better than the original. Oh yeah, that one too. a lot of tunes got a fantastic update. I definitely loved it. I also kind of like the way they welded all the plots of all the Streets of Rage games together. So you could like pick if you wanted to go on the Streets of Rage 1 route or the Streets of Rage 2 route, the Streets of Rage 3 route, or their original route. Ooh, that was the other thing I liked. They made the Stage 1 boss a lot more intimidating. Right, so I remember, like, the original Streets of Rage 1, he kind of just, like, walked out, but in the remake, you see this boomerang just fly out and shatter all the windows, and then he comes out. It's definitely a cooler entrance. Makes him look much more intimidating. Infestation. 5 friendly flies with 5 health points. Alright, good, so this is a good path for Avarice. And I can go up and get the bats. Antonio, yeah, that fella. And just seeing like all the Streets of Rage 1 environments kind of updated to have the Streets of Rage 2 art style is just pretty great in general. Just seeing that good old Pine Pot restaurant, all the glitz and glamour and neon and everything. Definitely took me back to the good days. Now I want to do like a Streets of Rage stream. Probably do like Remake and 4, because they're both cool. Probably have to dedicate like one stream to the campaign, and then maybe one for Mr. X Nightmare. Not enough points to get the epic talent, but I guess I could get flame shells. Your snails have an 8% chance to leave a trail of flame. Can you imagine that? Just having like a snail that manages to self-cook itself. That's gotta be nice. You know it's gonna go down as soon as you see the garage doors when Nora comes out with her whip. Yeah. Hey, what's this one? Your active helpers return to you, healing them to full health points. It would be more useful if it had like more durable allies. That was always one of my favorite enemy types, just like enemy on fire. Because that's like a double dose of panic, right? Not only are they out for you, they are also on fire. So, you know, if you even just like touch them, they're gonna hurt. Like, one enemy in MapleStory I remember is just like a flaming boar, and it's just like a boar on fire. And I remember joking that it's like, yeah, it's a self-cooking boar, right? Once you defeat it, you also have a meal ready for you, because it's like cooked boar meat right there. Isn't Ashley in the game, or Ash as I should say? Might be in Remake, but not in 4, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. Because the Mr. X Nightmare DLC lets you get like the Streets of Rage 3 version of the kangaroo, but Ash? No go. Sadly. Alright, we're gonna get Avarice first thing, then we'll work our way up. Ooh! Ah, there we go. Pumpkinania summons a friendly Lorge with 40 health points. That's where we're gonna work we're gonna move to next. But we need to get through Infestation first, so yes, I will leave some talent points on the table. For now. I will come back to them. I think my slime talent... Oh no, I guess my slime talent always sent out 2 slimes, I just never paid attention. Nice thing about those kinds of abilities is that you can kind of split which lanes the things go down, you just have to kind of turn your character in that direction. One more pumpkin on the bottom, just smacking them. Boom, done. Get them flies. Hey, what's up here? Life stealing from 20 enemies grants 5% summon speed until the end of the night. Ooh, that sounds like it might be useful. Maybe I should go that way. Give us another final fight with the mighty Hager. Yeah! Where's our final fight remake, Capcom? Yeah, they're too busy street fighting at the moment, right? Hagar's too busy fighting with Marvel, and Cody and Guy and the rest of them are contending with the events of Street Fighter 6 at the moment. That's what's happening. It would be great though if they got like a sort of the hand-drawn art style that Streets of Rage 4 had. Several fights with that. Man, it would... I imagine people would at least be receptive to it. Honestly, that's like one of the criticisms of Capcom, isn't it? They got like a bunch of properties that they're kind of letting lay dormant for a while, and they're not really doing much with it. Which is, I guess Sega was like in a similar boat, which is why when they had that announcement at the Game Awards, it's like, yeah, we got a whole bunch of games coming for these properties that we haven't touched for a while, and they actually showed some gameplay of it, and we're like, oh my god! Very exciting times, and I'm hoping they can follow through with it, right? And of course, we're also hoping that maybe they'll look at some other properties that they've kind of, let by the wayside. This is their test run, I imagine. If it goes well, we'll be seeing more stuff like this. That and Cadillacs and dinosaurs, that's so overlooked. Well, maybe if we're lucky, we'll see it in like a Street Fighter 6 as one of their arcade games that they put in there, right? Or maybe if they... Is it like a Capcom arcade collection, maybe? I know they've done a few of those. Sorts of arcade collections where they put in like the arcade games. Damn it, Sega, give us Golden Axe and Red Earth. Golden Axe is one of the games they said they're doing like the updated version of. So Altered Beast. Ah, yeah. I can't remember if Altered Beast was among that crowd. It was I know there was Jet Set Radio, there was Crazy Taxi. There was Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, I want to say... Oh, Shinobi! Shinobi was the 5th one, yeah. Those are the 5 they're focusing on. And, 5 that probably are beloved enough that they could, work on that. Yeah, just... hoping, right? Really hoping that they manage to stick the landing. Because if they do... It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be so glorious. But yeah, if that does manage to work, you'd probably imagine, yeah, we'll see things like, say, Altered Beast, I'm trying to think what else. Vector Man, maybe. Sega Swirl? I don't know. Time Stalkers. Landstalker, another Shining game, maybe? Possibilities are endless. Be nice to see some Dreamcast games get some love. That would be nice. Can you imagine if they just, like, go absolutely wild and, like, make a Seaman game? Just, like, Seaman 2? The first one was kind of a fun curiosity. Experimental oddity. Or if they want to just, like, be absolutely wild, give us, like, a Chow garden game, right? No, don't worry about the Sonic stuff, just let us raise Chow and have them race and do karate and whatever other activities Chow do. People would probably love that. You could probably make a phone game out of it, right? A phone app. You can imagine someone would definitely whip it out, take care of their Chow a little bit, and then go about their day. I know I would. Should I go for the whistle or should I go for Squelcho Mega? Summon a friendly Mega Blob with 30 health points. Mega Blobs that split into 2 Lil Blobs on death. I actually like the sound of that. I'm gonna work my way there. Oh, Rock and Roll Racing! I love that on Mega Drive. If I remember correctly, that was a Blizzard game, right? I know Blizzard put out their arcade collection like a few years ago, and it did include like a bunch of old games like that, Lost Vikings, you know, other games of that sort. I know people were kind of excited for that because, you know, it's not something they focus on too much, but... Although they did know it was weird they called it an arcade collection when I don't think many of the games were in arcades. But, you know, technicalities and all that. With live commentary. Nice. I really should be putting out more of the larger summons. It's like a more powerful barricade. Think about it. It just like marches up on the enemy and kind of pushes them back and maybe defeats a few of them along the way too. Skitchin', that was so fun. Alright, I think I can go... What? Man, I went the wrong way to get the Mega Blob. Okay, maybe I have to take the upper path then. Alright, we'll start on it here. Yeah, we're in the back half of the run now. Music's more intense. Let's go. Throw those horns up. Word to EA, get off your arses and resurrect the legendary Road Rash and Strike series. Ah, if only, right? Strike would be pretty cool. And Road Rash would also be pretty rad. Feels like it'll be like one of those things EA would kind of let a smaller studio have a go at. It's like, here, you go make a Road Rash game, or, you know, something akin to it. On a side note, I wonder if I have, like, Renegade Ops on PC. I wonder if it's even out on PC. I hope it is, because I wouldn't mind giving that another go. I played it on the 360 a long time ago, and had a lot of fun with it then, but... been long enough, I would be willing to go through it again. Alright, looks like this might be... Actually, it might not be. This might not be it. Yeah, I think this might be a dead end here. Dang it. Maybe you should be going on the bottom instead. Go on the bottom. Hopefully this will branch up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm whipping my mouse pointer around a bit. But yeah. I'm hoping this is like a relative path here. We'll have to find out next night. Or the next day, I should say. Probably a random question. Is there any games, anyone out there who that you just kind of feel like revisiting every now and then, right? Maybe you've beaten it long ago, but just like, man, I had so much fun with this, I'm willing to go back and just keep on playing it some more. For me, I think that game kind of changes over time, but there are some I want to go back to every now and then. Like, I think the current example for me would be like 30XX, because, you know, it did such a bang-up job with that game. I'm willing to keep on doing runs even after I've kind of sort of, you know, hit the skill ceiling, as it were. Just do some runs for fun, because, man, they do so well with that Mega Man X style gameplay that I'm just willing to keep having to go at it. And of course, we so need Eternal Champions back. Such a shame the franchise sort of faded into obscurity after the Sega CD version. If only, right? Yup, I have a lot of retro games I regularly visit. It's super nice to dive back into the OG Tomb Raider from time to time. Yeah. I have a lot of obscure PS1 games that you just don't hear of now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like the peak of the whole video game releases thing. So, like, the point in time in which you could, you know, grab a crew together and make a video game in a short period, right? And don't feel like you have to completely break your bank for it either. I think even indie games these days, you hear people talking about how money can be a bit of a struggle sometimes, and work schedules as well. A lot of forgotten gems on the PS1. Yeah, it was funny to note when the PS1 Classic came out. You're just like wondering what could they possibly put on there. Because imagine everyone has a different idea of what games should be featured on a little device like that. It was like a really brief fad, the whole classic systems thing. Like, I remember when the NES Classic first came out and people ate that up, and then the SNES Classic came out, and then you started seeing other things like the Genesis Classic and the PlayStation Classic. And I think it kind of stopped there, actually. I don't know. I know people were like expecting an N64 Classic, but that didn't quite come to fruition. I wonder if it's like one of those things they just have kind of waiting in the bay, right? It's like maybe they got ideas for it and just waiting for the right moment to kind of let people know, yeah, we're gonna give you an N64 Classic or something like that. On that note, I thought they would have put out like a PlayStation Classic 2 as well. Not a PS2 Classic, but like another version of the PS Classic. Or like some way to kind of expand the PlayStation Classic to include more games or something like that, right? Seemed like it would be a reasonable direction for them to go, but alas. Colony Wars was always a fun one to play. I kind of remember that. If they do an N64 classic, please for the love of Pete, no Superman 64. That game made me rage so hard. Yeah, not even for the meme factor. I'm sure. I mean, like for all the other classic collections, there aren't really any meme picks, right? It's all the ones people remember fondly. Maybe a few omissions here and there, but for the most part, they're not going to put in the game in there for you know, kicks and giggles. Might actually get explosive snail shells. There. F-Zero was always a firm fave. I know a lot of people enjoy that one. I remember trying it out. It definitely gets that futuristic high-speed feel down pretty well. I know a lot of people... I know some people who say, man, that game is like one of the fastest I've ever played. And you know what? On a technical sense, they're actually correct about that. So, you know, when the speeds you're recording at are like thousands of kilometers per hour, well, kind of hard to argue that it's not the fastest otherwise, right? Like, even the other games have you going maybe hundreds of kilometers per hour, but F-Zero, nah, going even faster than that. Yeah, I'm getting hit like here and there. It's a bit of a problem. One of the fastest Reddit is like prepare to be schooled. Oh man. Yeah, that game was pretty fast too. Give them that. But you know, considering it's inspired by, you know, games like Wipeout, it only makes sense. And then F-Zero GX on the GameCube also kind of built a bit of notoriety for being ultra difficult. Like, I know people always talk about the story mode and how, like, you will get your butt kicked over and over. Like, the targets they have for you there are just, Yeah, my MP's regenning fast enough that I really don't have any reason to keep constantly summoning foes to kind of, you know, keep everyone back. Wow, did one of them actually hit me? I think they might have. Real shame that Namco dropped the ball with the Ridge Racer series. Those early ones were a blast to play. Yeah, the only one I've played, like, to any extent was Unbound, and even I know that one was a much different game from, you know, the older Ridge Racer games. Man, that should be another thing to have a collection for, just like a Ridge Racer collection, or just like a kind of a Ridge Racer classic that sort of tries to emulate the feel of the old, but yeah, I think the most we'll get from Ridge Racer is like a reference in, you know, the other Namco Bandai games. Alright, we'll just keep on pushing into the darkness here. Oh. You gain 0.25 knockback power and an extra life, resurrecting with 50 health points and instantly killing all enemies after. Okay. It's kind of like a freebie. Yeah, we'll work our way there. Oh, hey! Scourge. Enemies have a 25% chance to spawn a fly helper on death. No king rules forever, my son. Is that a Lion King reference? That sounds like it might... It would, sounds like it would come from Lion King. Okay, so it looks like I might have to go through here, but hopefully there will be a path to, Scourge. Hopefully. Ridge and Rage Racer Collection. They're too caught up with Tekken and Soul Cow. Well, that's where the money is currently, right? Especially Tekken. Like, 8 came out, and I think they sold 1 million copies, even, right? Kinda unprecedented. Like, a lot of the recent games that came out actually sold, like, a lot of copies. I think, what is it, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink also sold 1 million copies? And it's been a while since Soul Calibur 6. I'm really hoping that, they'll have more Soul games in the future. Hopefully, like, the reception of 6 will convince them to at least put out Soul Cal 7 at some point. I can hope. First one, Soul Blade, was such a game changer. Yeah, it was like that and Soul Calibur as well, right? So I remember the one on the Dreamcast was just like almost universally acclaimed, like almost perfect scores across the board. I think not just because of the solid fighting mechanics, but just being a fully featured product. A lot of single-player content there as well. So, yeah, there's good reason why people remember early Soul Cal games and Soul Blade with such fondness. Alright. Next night, we're gonna get Scourge, and we're gonna become the Scourge of the Conveyor Belt. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, let me tell you. You just gotta wait. It's like that one Pop Team Epic meme. To see the summoner just holding a hammer over the Scourge talent, just like... Or over the Demon Conveyor Belt, and just like, your motherfucking life ends, 1 day from now. Right, the hammer has the Scourge, talent on as the hammerhead. Yeah, there you go. Write that down. That plus the soundtracks were always bangers, yeah! I like me a good orchestral theme, and, Soul Calibur series had plenty of that. Man, I always try to pick up, like, the day one editions, the limited editions if I could, because those would usually include a soundtrack sampler. They got like a little sampling of the music they have, and man, they made such good music to listen to on car rides. Yeah, I'm like regenning mana so fast that I really don't have to worry about just, popping my abilities off continuously, because it'll be a while before I actually run low on it. Alright, job's done. 9 points. You're just gonna get that. And, ooh, I see helper damage up here, so I'll grab that. Oh, a gravestone talent. Go ahead and grab that. Oh, no, can't grab that yet. A bit like how they did with the Genshin Impact soundtrack, some really good ones on that. Oh, yeah! They put it up on YouTube, too, right? Just like a video with, like, a whole long moment of, all the soundtracks connected together. I see that a lot on YouTube, where someone will put up, like, you know, game OST, and it's just like a whole hour of the entire soundtrack. And that's always fun, because you can just put that up and just, like, do something else, right? Make some real nice music to play in the background while you're, like, wiki diving or studying or, you know, doing whatever else you want to do. You're a Genshin Impact player, though. I played Genshin Impact for quite a while, right? Like, up to the point where they did Inazuma. I got up to that part, and I think I kind of fell out from there. Because Genshin is like one of those games where if you start falling behind, it's kind of hard to kind of catch back up, right? Because the backlog of things you have to do to kind of reach the current point just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and eventually you're just like, I don't know if I want to, you know, spend a whole bunch of hours to do all the quests to, you know, get up to date on the storyline and all that. If I remember correctly, they do let you kind of shortcut your way to Sumeru if you wanted, but you know, if you're the kind of person who wants to say, go to Inazuma, you have to kind of go through a bunch of other regions first, which is like, yeah, it was fun. I actually got back into it for a little bit because they had that card game come out, but I only played for like a couple more weeks and then I dropped off once again. I don't know. It's like one of those things I'll enjoy from afar, but I think it was a fun ride while it lasted, but yeah. I'm a sucker for those cute character models. Oh yeah! I think a lot of people were fans of the designs. Right? They just, like, you know, conventionally anime cute, and I have to admit, I like some of them too. And you know, right on day one, they had Venti, right? that fella there just like quickly became kind of like a poster boy for femboy. I mean, I know his style of dress is kind of like the way bards would dress, well, sort of like that, you know, a little stylized, but man, I like the way I liked his style. I liked the way he looked. I'll just keep upping my lifesteal chance. We're at 28%. The poster boy for Femboy Friday, yeah. You know, I haven't, like, properly celebrated that yet. I know it's there, it exists, but I haven't really done anything about it. I think it's because I already do, like, sort of a long playthrough on Friday, so that's already the one where I kind of just, like, you know, play a video game and stick with it. But yeah, there are a bunch of characters that kind of become, like, you know, the representative for the femboy character archetype. Yeah, like Astolfo. It's kind of like the OG, the one, if someone brings up femboy, they'll usually bring him up first. And then you have, like, Barris from RE0, cute catboy. I guess Hideri from Blend S might be part of that too. I kind of like that character, because he wasn't just like a one-note cross-dresser archetype. Right, those kinds of series, they tend to be about, yeah, I'm a boy who's dressed as a girl, but Hideri was at least a little bit more than that. He wasn't just like a walking punchline, which I can appreciate. I guess there's also Hideyoshi from Baka and Test. Not exactly femme, but he's like androgynous and always seems to find himself tied up in the cross-dressing situations. And, that one kid from My Youth Comedy Is As Wrong As I Expected. What was his name? It's like Saika or something like that. The one who always wears like a track jacket. Never actually does any cross-dressing, but people seem to always talk about like how he looks really androgynous. Who else was there? You could probably think of a few, right? Feels like there was like a period of time where if there's a series was out, you couldn't like, you could barely walk by anime, manga, or Japanese video game series without having at least one character that was like a cross-dresser in some way or another, or found himself in a situation where he had to cross-dress for some reason or another. It was funny, and I kind of enjoyed that, right? Because it made people wonder, right? They look at an anime character and suddenly they couldn't just go, "Oh yeah, they're definitely, you know, a boy or a girl or non-binary." You couldn't just like peg it down right from the picture anymore. See a lot of cloud if you type femboy into Google Images. Oh yeah. That's the other thing, right? If a guy character cross-dresses even once, you know, fan art's gonna pop off about them. Like what? The kid from Black Butler, he had to dress in that pink dress once, but you know, lots of cosplay and art around that. And what was it? The main character from Assassination Classroom, like, also had the cross-dress as part of a disguise, and you know, everyone cosplays or draws art of him in that situation. I don't know. I find it fun, right? I like it when people are willing to kind of defy the gender norms. Especially as someone who kind of grew up being told, no, boys do this, they wear this, they like this, and you can't like that, wear that, do that, you're a boy. And being able to grow up and realize, no, I could totally do that, right? I can wear the clothes I want, do the things I want, like the things I want, and the gender doesn't have to play a role in that. Yeah, I dig it. I like it. Kotaru Yatagarasu from the Tunitham series. Haven't heard of them. Have to give them a go. I at least have to check out that series then. I know there's an account on Twitter that likes to tweet a femboy. They at least try to tweet a femboy character every day. I like to check up on that just to see, like, oh man, are there any sorts of femboy characters out there that I haven't been made aware of yet? It's great because sometimes you do get that one character that's like, oh wow, this is totally my kind of style. Man, why is it the left side? It seems to just have a bunch of enemies come out at me. It's like, I feel like the other sides don't nearly have as much of a volume of enemies as the left side seems to. At least this run, anyway. Maybe it's confirmation bias at work, who knows? Looks like my current skill set is able to hold them off, so there's that. That's how it was when I was growing up. It was like, my son's not playing with dolls. You will be trucks, and you will like trucks, and you will be manly. Saw that so much. Oof, yeah, I get that feel. Yeah, I hate it when they do that. That's exactly how I am when I see femboy furries. It's like, yeah, a little squee in there. Yep, Be still, my beating heart. Right, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Another victory. Mastery 5. Survived. This one will actually get some experience, so... Yeah, we are in the late stages, so some of the levels will do nothing, but... other ones will unlock talents and talent packages and what have you. And just for funsies, let's see the talent tree. Let's see what path I took. Yeah, you can see I started upwards and kind of veered off to the right, because thanks to Scourge right here. Alright, let's do one more run, shall we? I'll actually go with the Bandit. You can see here, they have a different resource. Gold! Enemies drop gold. Use it on abilities or save it for shops. This one's kind of a fun mechanic to use, right? On the flip side, Luna and Roxanne Wolf. Yes, please. We all have our crushes, right? Crushes on characters in media. Certainly admit I was probably attracted to like several characters in Pokemon. It was kind of like a two ways kind of thing, right? I like the character themselves, and I also thought to myself, man, I kind of want to wear their outfit. Some of them had some cool outfits. All right. Since this is a level 5, I might dial this back a little bit. Yeah, we can do here at 4. Begin this run. Yeah, this follows different, right? Shoots bullets to have limited range. Come out in 2s, so... does help, like, fend off some enemies, but... interestingly enough, they have to reload every few shots. It's like every 3 shots, they have to reload, so it's like a longer cooldown period with which you're unable to attack. So, at least at the start, you do have to be a little bit more mindful of where you're shooting. Yeah, as you can see in the top right, their resource counter is slightly different. No MP meter, they just have a little counter to let you know how many coins they've collected. Yeah, first time you see some characters, it's love at first sight. It's like the point where you realize there are like certain features that a person might have that you might find yourself attracted to, right? Whether it be like, physical appearance, or maybe something about their personality, or the kinds of style they have, or the interests they have. For me, that was Ivy Valentine. I imagine that was probably the case for a lot of people. Ivy just kind of hits all the right notes, right? The voice, the outfit, the fighting style, the weapon, a lot of things there. Imagine most people would be very attracted to. Alright, hopefully I can keep going up. Oh, wow. I thought I was gonna get hit there. I thought maybe attack speed wouldn't be enough to take him out, but thankfully that was not the case. And everyone at some point made Chun-Li to high kicks for obvious reasons. Oh, do high kicks. Right, okay, yeah. And, you know, the whole point of the Dead or Alive series. What with the costumes you could give them and, you know, the high volume of characters they had in multiple ways. Safety mush. Is that like just the general generic talent? I saw this with the summoner as well. Just an extra life. Alright. Yeah, but back in the days when you were a kid and you were horny and you would do anything you could do to get a piece of action in some way or another. Jiggle physics, right? I still remember the age option. I remember when the earlier games just had the age option, and all that did was just, you know, change how much the jiggle physics affected the characters. Don't remember if that's in later games or if they decided to like just change the name of it. Maybe not hide behind some sort of name or anything like that anymore. Lara Croft, oh yeah. Back when she came out on PlayStation, everyone was kind of ogling the polygonal chest. Ah, there we go. Mining operation. Unearth a minecart that has a 12% chance based on luck to create a gold coin every 3 seconds. So I'm gonna get firework rounds. And we'll start working our way up there, shall we? Hopefully this will be a path we can take. If I remember correctly, they have like a Tomb Raider remakes come out, right? They came out recently. It's like just HD versions of the first 3 Tomb Raider games on PlayStation. Has anyone played those? How are they? Hopefully they're like faithful to the original, at least. The most they do is just like update the controls to, well, make them more bearable for modern conveniences. Yeah, I saw them suggested on Twitch. Yeah. I don't know. From my trawling of the internet, it doesn't seem like people are down on the Tomb Raider remake, so that's got to be a good thing. Two and 3 were so damn good. Okay, I think I might have to go this way if I want a straighter path, or maybe it could be this way, right? You could see a case where this goes up, and then I could go to the left. Oh wait, I still have a talent point. Alright. Nope. This keeps going over. But still might go up, right? Or not? Probably won't. I should probably go to the other path before I sink too many points in that way and waste a couple nights trying to get up to that skill. As far as I can tell, there's no way to increase the gun's magazine size. They're always limited to 3 shots before you gotta reload. Not quite sure how to feel about that, to be honest. Then again, there are other talents you can kind of pick up on a tree that decrease the reload time, increase your fire rate, so eventually, you know, the whole reloading thing becomes irrelevant anyway. Angel of Darkness left an extremely bitter taste. Man, I know, yeah, the game had a bit of a dark period on the PS2 where they didn't quite know what to do with it. And then I think, what is it, Legend came out, and I think people were starting to kind of turn back around on it, think positively of it. And then they had like the other series where they sort of rebooted it with a new Lara Croft, and I don't think people were too positive on that, at least. So yeah, anyways, this is the Bandit's other unique mechanic. There will be nodes on the tree that are shops. It'll take you into this menu where you can just like buy talents, right? You can use your coins to just buy a few extra upgrades for yourself. You can also spend a little bit to re-roll, but you know, up to you if you want to do that or not. Might actually get all those and just go, because that leaves me with 4 coins. You know it's bad when the dev flamed it in an interview. Yeah, that's always a bit of a sobering moment. When the dev comes back around and says, yeah, we kind of screwed up with that one. Aw, man. Was not fast enough with that one. Yeah, I've definitely read several articles where the person being interviewed like said, yeah, we kind of regret doing an old thing we did. Probably for good reasons, right? It's like when you think you're going on the right path when you realize it isn't, or maybe times have changed since then, and what was funny back then might not be as funny these days. Sometimes a little self-reflection is useful. Alright. Still at 4 coins, unfortunately. But we're getting closer to those minecarts, at least. Ah! I gotta cross the shop, but I won't be able to buy anything here. Can only exit. Alright, we'll get enough points to get it next night, so I'm gonna start branching out. Get it, branch out. Ah, nope, wrong place. Alright, we'll get him next time. The devs of the Saints Row remake need some sobering reflection after giving us that garbage. Well, that studio got shut down, so, you know. They did end up paying for it. It's like one of those things where you wish it hadn't turned out like that, unfortunately, right? Yeah, maybe they didn't do too hot with Saints Row, but now they're never gonna get a chance to kind of right the ship. But fortunately, it seems to be a thing that's happening a lot. I see a lot of reports about layoffs and stuff happening. It's like, man. I remember when I was very young, I actually wanted to get into game dev because it sounded like the coolest thing ever, right? Playing all those video games, and now I want to make my own, but sheesh. Looking at how this played out over the years, I think I might have dodged a bullet by seeking a career elsewhere. Yeah, like how Disney shut down the dev house that did Split Second. Biggest shame of that was that I think those folks were working on Split Second 2, but fortunately, we will never get that. We will never see what they had in mind for that. Ooh, basic attacks fire an additional bullet. I have to work my way up there now. Anyways, now they got mining operation. This is where things can really pop off. So, you know, this is like Barricade. You have like a physical object that kind of, you know, will protect you for a bit, but at the very least in this case, there's an incentive to keep that mining cart alive because it'll generate coins for you. So now we have like a passive way to get income. We don't have to rely on killing enemies all the time to get that money. And even after all this time, the whole thing with split second still annoys me. Honestly, if that game did not have the ending it did, I probably would not be as annoyed by it. It is largely because of the ending that I'm sad that there's no split second 2. Yeah, to leave it on the cliffhanger like that, right? Just the machines just suddenly growing rogue. It's like old school split second coming back to enact vengeance. Where were they gonna go with that? Sadly, we will never know. Because before, it was like, you know, pretty straightforward show, sure, like a little over the top, but we were like, yeah, reality show, yeah, okay, it's enough of an excuse for, you know, racing around environments that just blow the freak up. And now, they add this weird twist to it, but... yeah. From what I've read, the people kind of regrouped, made another company, and they made like a spiritual successor to Split Second on iOS. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I was looking at like videos for it, and it definitely, you know, felt like you know, Split Second modernized. Or maybe not modernized, but like a split second with a different coat of paint, I should say. Alright, we just need to wait for these pumpkins to get close so I can shoot them. Okay. Yep. Folks, we got them. Yeah, don't worry, we're just gonna blow up a nuclear power plant and down the 747 on the highway. Or on the runway. Yeah. You imagine the budget of that show would be immense if they had to do that in real life. But hey, that's why it's a video game, right? I might just get that for the knockback. This is the nice thing about these minecarts. They persist between nights, so if you can get like a good engine going, you'll find yourself like kind of swimming in cash after a while. Would love a TV show like that. I'd watch. And you know they'd have to put in CG effects, because there's no way they're going to be blowing up a plane like every episode. Man, that knockback is kind of nuts. One bullet just like sent that spider flying back several squares. Oh wait, did that disorient him as well? Would love a TV show. Oh wait, no, I already said that. You know, now that I think about it, probably for the better that there's no like magazine size upgrade for the Bandit, considering there are several other skills that kind of rely on the last shot. Just having a magazine size would inherently weaken those last shot skills. So maybe it's for the better that we don't have anything like that. And reload kind of covers that anyway, right? It just lessens the gap between your to the point where maybe it won't even matter if you gotta reload. Oh, we're out of points. Alright. Back into the breach. Yeah, as you can imagine, if you get to a point where you can keep the monsters away, can keep enough of these minecarts alive, you'll be making money hand over fist. Actually, it reminds me of a board game I played last weekend called Wingspan. Very much an engine builder kind of game as well. You get like 4 rounds to place down all the birds that will help you towards a particular strategy. Kind of fun to just like see it play out, because it's like the way it works is like you put down a bird, right? It'll do its ability if it has one, and you know, if you choose that action in the future, and the bird will just like do the ability again. So yeah, you get like the right mix of birds down, and just like get all these fun effects just popping off. It's pretty fun. Has anyone else played any board games recently? Or maybe not necessarily board games, but like just tabletop games. So, you know, if you play like cards or something, that'd be something too. Or even if you just like, you know, did a pen and paper game, something like that. I remember doing that a lot as a kid, especially dots and boxes. That one's super easy, right? As long as you have a sheet of paper and a pencil or a pen, you could get a 2-player game of that going. One TV show I do like is Release the Hounds. They take 3 people to the middle of this big forest in Bulgaria. Hoods over their heads. They have to solve puzzles that use their fears against them. As the games are going on, the gate goes back, and when you get the key, it stops. And that is your head start over to the dogs. To get the money, you have to outrun a pack of dogs. Ooh, oh man. It sounds absolutely harrowing. But it would make for some great TV, that's for sure. Last card game for me was poker with some friends. Ah, poker, yeah. That's a classic. I remember when my friends were like big into Texas Hold'em, right? To the point where like one of them actually kind of remodeled one of their basement rooms into just like a big old poker table, and they had, you know, the felt tabletop and like the little slots for the chips and the cards and everything. It was pretty wild. All right, we have 84 coins. Let's enter the shop. Look at that, a rare talent. Costs more coins, but of course you probably want to grab one of those, right? Yeah, last night they had this guy crawl into an outhouse and down the sewer pipe, complete with sewer. Ooh, man, kind of got a grin and bear in quite a few ways, huh? All right, we'll just exit the shop from here. What's my reload speed? 1.03. So yeah, I can keep taking reload, and then we'll go down, but we should get some range as well. Oh, wait. Quick draw! Instantly reload your weapon and increase your attack speed by 50% until your clip is empty. Elite enemies have a 25% chance to drop an additional gold coin. Well, why not pick that up? We'll go up this way, because that looks like path to continuation. Oh, look at that! The One Ring is here again. Yeah, I can imagine that forest is terrifying in the pitch black. Any outdoors area is a lot more terrifying when it's dark. You don't know what's out there! Could be a grue, for all you know, right? Could be eaten by a grue. Especially since if there's, like, you know, no sources of light, natural or artificial. At that point, your imagination's just going wild, right? Without knowing what's out there, literally anything could be out there. And you won't know until it's too late. Man. I wonder if the Bandit has, like, any skills that reduce cooldown time. Would be nice to have. Every twig snap, right? Every leaf brush, every cry of a more harmless animal will keep you on edge. Even the sounds of silence will keep you on edge. I felt like that was always the advice I heard. If you're out in the wild and things have gone very quiet, usually means you're in danger. Because, you know, there's probably a big threat nearby. Hey, another shop, and I have 90 coins, so we're gonna go on a little bit of a shopping trip here. Alright. Done shopping. Pretty close to the 2 ring. It's only night 14, even. Doing pretty well, all things considered. I tend to hum to myself. Oh, I tend to hum to myself if I'm alone and it's super quiet. Anything to make some noise. Yeah! Anything to help calm your nerves. I get that feel. Man, if I were alone in the dark, I would probably actually just keep an ear out, right? Just as long as it's silent, I'll probably feel safe, but if not, it's like, Yeah, the amount of bullets each gunshot is kind of firing out here. I'm at a good spot. I can kind of keep the crowds away from this mining operation I've got going here. Generating Bandit coin. Be on the lookout for my new currency, Bandit coin. It's gonna totally... I can't even joke about that. Ugh. I hate cryptocurrency. Alright, the 1 ring. And, you know what, maybe Oh, wow! Your basic attacks fire twice as many shots? Alright, new priority target. We're going up here. If I get this, I feel like I pretty much got the run in the bag. I nearly left this house abandoned when I was decorating. It was late at night, and I heard this voice say hello. It scared me witless, legged it outside, and sat in the car for a while. Yeah, I would do that too. Did you ever find out what that was afterwards? Also, did you, like, break up any friendships that night? Yeah, that would definitely be one of those things that would absolutely freak me out if I was just like, you know, in an unknown location and someone decides to call out to me and be like, yeah, peacing out. Nope. Ah, okay. Found some weird writing on the wall of the bedroom too, under the wallpaper. James Thomas, 1876. What the heck? Sounded like you're like in a proper horror movie for a moment there. Sheesh. Or maybe CSI, right? That'd be like the kind of thing one of them would uncover and be like, James Thomas, 1876. Interesting. Right, and one commercial break later, the lab tech comes back, goes, yeah, so James Thomas was this person. I can see it now. Ah, man, that's a dead end. Okay, maybe this will be the path. Alright, hopefully I get at least 6 points next night so I can get the big guns. Old Victorian house, fireplace in every room. Yeah. Something about old houses also just, man, really unsettles the nerves. Can't say I've ever been in like a place that would have unsettled me myself, but I get some stories from my cousins because they used to like renovate houses as a kind of like a side job, and they would tell me about stories about some of the houses they would go to, the various states of abandonment they were in, and you know the kinds of places they were in too might not be the safest, so. They were always, like, a little bit on edge. So yeah, definitely felt for them there. Yeah, you just get a vibe from a place, right? Depending on how it looks, like, you already get a feeling from it, right? Even if it turns out to be not true. Just that first impression kind of sticks with you. For better or worse. Boom, just like that. Double the bullets, double the fun. It's like double mint gum. I don't know why that commercial stuck with me for so long. It's always that jingle, right? If the jingle's catchy enough, it will stick in your head long after the product loses relevancy. Okay, so by twice the shots, it kind of just... It's like a double fire. It's like a double tap of sorts. But yeah, man... holding them off real nicely. I think the Archer has like a similar ability that doubles the amount of arrows that they fire as their normal shots. It is similarly nuts. I don't remember if it also works with their abilities or not. It probably doesn't. Because that would just be like doubly broken. There's abandoned houses you see on the Urban Explorer vids, those places where it's like time stood still. Oh yeah, or you get like those ghost hunter shows that are like, yeah, we're gonna go to this place and see if there are ghosts. You know, things like that. Or you know, it's even like scarier when those sorts of videos like document abandoned public buildings like malls or hospitals or like you know, other public buildings like that. There's just like a feeling to seeing, you know, everything so run down and abandoned that just, man. Just think about the creep factor of it and also think about, man, what was this place like back in the heyday? It's probably like pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna cash out again, but this time we are going on a shopping spree, everybody. Let's go. Rapid hands. Yeah, collect a coin. Yep, we'll get that. Luck up. Yes. Increase that. Range up. Yes. Okay, reroll. Knockback. Well, maybe we'll leave that. Get reload. More luck. So yeah, as you can see, reroll cost does go up, so you can't really get a whole lot, because eventually that reroll cost is going to be more than the potential talents you can get from it are worth. I think it caps at like 50 coins per reroll. Ah, nope, it's going up to 100. Okay, maybe this will be the last one. And we'll leave it there. Hospitals and nursing homes are the creepiest places ever when abandoned. I know, right? Just something about it, right? Because you imagine a hospital is usually a place for people to recover, so when there's like no one there anymore, the contrast just like goes through the roof. Now you're just wondering, oh man, what sorts of nefarious operations can take place there? Roll with it. You gain 50 gold and an additional free reroll in every shop. This would have been useful a lot earlier. I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to try another path here. You get a range up, and you know what? I probably don't need reloads anymore. Maybe I'll go this way. Oh, that's a dead end. Alright. Hey, what's this? Bottoms up. Gain 10 health points and throw a bottle that deals 1 damage and applies confuse to nearby enemies. I don't know about that. Got super creepy when they went down to the morgue. Oh, I bet. If you were to have like any sorts of zombified, you know, monsters there, or you know, just monsters in general, that would be the place to have it. The place where they would have dead bodies. Yeah, look at it. Look at this. Bandit's just absolutely popping off now. That reload speed is nigh irrelevant at this point. It is just like poof, poof. It's like bang, 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 a shot every few seconds, every few tenths of a second here. Just going at it. We were just sitting here in the middle of the lanes, thriving. Getting rich. Richer by the second. A real scary thing was that all the patient records were in the filing cabinets, just left for anyone to read. What? Okay, that's like a actual problem right there, though. You would have thought maybe someone would have kept track of that. Because, yeah, that's like a privacy violation. Like, good lord. Feels like the kind of thing where if you find those documents, you should probably turn it into an institution, at least like a government institution, so they can decide what to do with it from there, because, yeah, don't want that stuff just lying around. There's old asylums, too, with the old school treatment rooms, restraints, and all that. Oh, yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, creep factor maximum there, that's for sure. Since we have 603 coins, why don't we go on another shopping spree, Ooh. Okay, I might actually do one more reroll. Alright, that's it. We're done. And it looks like it caps out at 100. Cool. Ooh, firework rounds. I'll go for that. One more... Well, 2 more nights, actually. This one and then the next one. Yeah, we've reached a point where the reload speed is just as fast as the fire rate, so reload is like actually irrelevant now. We're just popping off. We're just popping off. This, you can just imagine this fella's just continuously fanning the hammer, right? They're just going to town. They're going nuts. They just got the gun at the hip, just popping off constantly. They're smacking that hammer as fast as they can. Wish I'd explored the abandoned factory in town. They made electrical components like filaments for traffic lights and that sort of stuff. One-man firing squad. I know, right? Yeah, for me, I don't think I would have the guts to explore any sorts of abandoned location. If only because of, like, the risks in there, right? Imagine it being abandoned means there's all sorts of potential hazards lying around, and, you know, being where you are, rescue is not going to be able to come, like, very quickly, if at all. I'm, like, almost certain there's, like, one piece of advice they say for sorts of that kind of exploration is go with a trusted group, right? So if one of you kind of gets into a predicament, everyone else can try to run off for assistance. Yeah, crush hazards from walkways, or falling hazards, or, you know, just hazardous substances, maybe hazardous air. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, and yeah. Alright, one more shopping spree. Bargain hunt. Your chance to find rare, epic, and ability talents in the talent shop is increased by 25%. This would also have been useful a lot earlier. Not on literally the last day. Asbestos? Oh, yes, yes. The ultimate danger. Breathe in too much of that, and, well, things aren't gonna end well for you. Again, the bargain hunt. Alright. And that'll do it. I'm not gonna be able to reach the mystery talents. Alright. I guess I'll just go for range up. Let's do it. Final night. Let's go. This one's will be a cakewalk, though. This guy, honestly, is at a pretty nuts space, yeah. You know, just point in a direction and everything just gets vaporized. I don't even need to think anymore. This guy is absolutely popping off. Honestly, it's not a revolver anymore. I think this guy might have, like, a multi-barreled machine gun at this point. That's my headcanon. These aren't skill upgrades, they're more like gadget upgrades. This guy just, like, keeps bolting on extra stuff to the gun to fire more bullets and fire more quickly. Probably has, like, a self-loader on the side, too. Just constantly feeding more bullets into the magazine while, you know, he's popping off as hard as he is. Those sorts of places are perfect for shooting music videos. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Especially if you've got, like, some sort of punk rock or metal piece going. And here go with the perfect music. Oh, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of music that plays when you're asserting your dominance right here. Where you're just gaining money like crazy and the enemies can't even reach you. They just show up to die. They don't even get a chance. They're just here for fodder. They are here to give the bandit experience and money. Which, you know, doesn't mean too much on the last day, but still. This is the kind of end game that I like, right? When you get the right combination of stuff, you figure out the right strategy, and you're just, like, so disgustingly overpowered that you're making short work of even the game at the hardest point. Yeah, you hear this and it's like, let's go! We're gonna take on the world! Or at least, you know, this conveyor belt of demons. Hey, you can see here, like, the masterful point of the multiplier. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not gonna get any higher multipliers, but we don't need to. Look at that. Probably the most resounding victory of this stream. Ah, man, none of the levels here had unlocks either. Alright. Well, as usual, let's take a look at the talent tree. Let's see the path we took. A bit more of a zigzag this time, right? We went right, and then we went left, and then we tried to branch out a little bit from there, but yeah. Anyways, got ourselves 3 successful runs. I think that has been a pretty good look at Talented. There is a little bit more to look at here, right? They have another 2 classes out that I didn't really cover. You know, they have the Warrior, right? Warrior Classic does melee attacks. And Wizard Classic, cast the spells that makes the peoples fall down. And yeah, as I said before, you know, the unlockable mastery levels that up the challenge in various ways. They also have challenges that are supposed to be coming soon. It's actually funny that I decided to stream this now, and they put out a couple of posts saying, yeah, so here's what we're planning for in the next update. Substantial rework to the talents packages. And also they're going to implement some challenges, which is pretty interesting too. They're like going to remix the game in an additional way. So like, I think some of the ones they've covered were like how the archer will always be in constant auto aim and will also like automatically fire off the abilities when possible. But you know, the other disadvantages associated with that. I think the summoner was supposed to have one where they'll have like giant skeletons walking down the lane, and if all of them die, you just instantly lose. So I'm interested in seeing what kinds of scenarios they have concocted for us. They said there will be like some special rewards to go for it too, so you'll get like special outfits for the class to have, and maybe some extra talents that might appear in the tree. So yeah, they're at work at this. They're continuing to work on this, and I'm excited to see where they're going from here. It's also super cheap. I think it was like either $2 or $3, and they not too long ago upped the price by $1. So, you know, for the price of a soda, you could get yourself a decent amount of playtime out of this. Or if you want, they have a version of this on itch.io that you can give it a go, see if you're maybe into this kind of thing before you buy it on Steam. Very reasonable. Yes, exactly. It is extremely reasonable. I kind of like this trend, right? It's like Vampire Survivors kind of floated to the surface, this idea of a very cheap game that you can perhaps get hours of entertainment out of, right? The gameplay loop that is very satisfying. You see like a lot of people kind of come out with games in this vein, mostly in the horde survival mode, but yeah, Vampire Survivors kind of struck gold with that concept, and they're thriving for it. And games like this kind of coming out too, being super affordable, having an interesting hook to it, and providing a loop that is satisfying enough that you're willing to maybe go some extra runs just to, you know, either make your character more powerful or just to see what other content they might have out there. Cheaper than a Horizon 5 car pack, yeah. It's like, this is the kind of decisions you make, right? Sorts of decisions you make, right? But yeah, in that case, I think I will call it here. Yeah, this will be a shorter stream today, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this has been satisfying to watch. Yeah, thanks to everyone who you know, came out and hung out, chatted, even if you lurked. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll continue Grid 2019. World Series is there, and we're just gonna get right into it. We'll see how that goes, right? And then maybe if there's time left over, we'll check out the other stuff they have there, because they like 2 other tracks. I don't know. We'll just keep playing Grid 2019. I'm enjoying myself. I'll keep on playing that. Have a good night. Yeah, you have a good night too. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's look for someone to raid. Although this game does the thing where it'll mute itself when you unfocus, so I'm gonna see if I can put up some other music. Something from the Talented OST, probably. Azure takes on the world. I hope I can get to that point. Keep on doing my thing. Alright, I typed in Talented OST on YouTube, and I'm getting the Talented Mr. Ripley, Emergence of Talents, which is apparently from the Naruto soundtrack. World Trigger OST number 4, Talented Exile Extended. Emergence of Talents again. Stab at Mater, the talented Mr. Ripley. Okay, I'm guessing I have to put in maybe talented game OST. Oh, come on. Tell me no one's put up the soundtrack for this. I mean, it's not like the biggest game to begin with, so I guess that makes sense. Alright. How's about I put up like some other music then? Okay, I like tabbed over. I forgot I had Remnant 2 soundtrack going, so I guess we'll listen to this. I know it's a bit of a departure from the talented OST, but it's what I got. Alright, let's look for some of the raid. Who is on this afternoon? I have a few ideas of who I want to raid if they're still on, but if they're not, there's a whole lot of other people I could perhaps raid into. This is not an issue. Remnant 2, another game that has like a pretty badass soundtrack. I'm going through that game little by little. I've cleared Geisha and Nerud, getting onto World 3 here. Very Bloodborne-inspired world. I'm kind of eager to continue my way into it. I might have found someone. They're playing a game I want to play, so I don't know if I will hang around, but I will raid into them. Well, if they have raids open, we'll see. Most of the time they do, but I have encountered a couple of streamers where I try to raid them. They're like, yeah, raids are disabled for them, which is like, all right, well, we'll just move on to someone else then. All right, let's see. Okay, cool. It looks like it went through. Tokuichi Chisakai is playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. The latest game in the Like a Dragon series, kind of continuing that RPG format started with Yakuza Like a Dragon. I do want to get to that at some point. I still have to beat the other Like a Dragon, so I should probably do that at some point. But we'll raid into them. We'll say hi. Fortunately, this might have to be like a raid and run situation because I don't want to spoil myself too much. But alright, if you're joining in on the raid, give them we survived 20 nights. If not, have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Wednesday for Grid 2019. Take care.